let's welcome your host, Henry Kelly.
Oh, goodness me. Thank you very much. Welcome again to Going for Gold, the European television quiz programme. Now, if you've been following us, I know you'll want to be reminded about the people who are already through to our semi-finals later on in the series. There's the leaderboard. They come from Scotland, from England, from Sweden, Austria, Denmark and Northern Ireland. No one single country has got two people into the semi-finals yet. If they do, if the winner will be a champion, win this prize.
The series winner will fly to Seoul in Korea and spend 2 weeks discovering this fascinating country, enjoying the delights, sights and atmosphere of Southeast Asia's unique culture. An experience to remember, and you'll be there as athletes from all over the world strive to win gold. Accommodation, all meals and tickets to final events and the fabulous closing ceremony are included. A great prize for the series winner of Going for Gold.
Yes, that is a really great prize for the series winner of Going for Gold, whoever he or she may be and wherever they come from. Now, if you've been with us so far this week, you'll know that already through to today's heat final, this week's final, to go through to that semi-final, is Jan Phillips from the Netherlands, Mike Kimsky from Germany and Helen Keatley from Wales. So that means that of our 4 remaining contestants today from England, Finland, Scotland and Norway, we need just one more to go through to that first round proper to join the other 3. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to ask a series of questions. 1 point contestants for each correct answer. The first one of you to 2 points into that all-important round. Hands on the buzzers. It's up to you today, the last chance. Who am I? I was born near Warsaw in 1810. At the age of 8, I made my first public appearance as a musician and 3 years later performed in the presence of Scotland.
Liszt.
Is not the correct answer, Scotland. The rest of the question for the other contestants. In the presence of Tsar Alexander I. Most of my composing was for the piano. I composed scherzos, polonaises, Finland.
Chopin.
Chopin is the correct answer. Give yourself a point, Finland. So Finland gets off the mark, but all is not lost for the other contestants. Hands on the buzzers. What am I? I am an edible object often used in the kitchen. Although now grown commercially, I can be found in fields and meadows, but must never be confused with my inedible and sometimes Scotland.
Mushroom.
A mushroom is correct, Scotland. Give yourself a point. Right, Scotland and Finland on 1 point each. England and Norway yet to score. Who am I? I was born in New York in 1934. My film debut was in The Young Doctors in 1961, and my first starring role was in King Rat. In 1965, I won an Oscar nomination for my role in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. My other films include Norway.
James Burton.
Is not the correct answer. England.
Richard Burton.
Is not the correct answer. Scotland.
George Segal.
Is the correct answer. You've scored 2 points and you're in the first round proper today. Well played to Scotland. There you are. Irene from Scotland, who we've seen already this week, gives herself those 2 points, and it means that we have to say goodbye on Going for Gold to England, to Finland and to Norway, to Svein, to Jane and to Pentti. Thank you very much for being with us. It was lovely to have you, and thanks for being on Going for Gold. Okay. Well, that means it's time now to go across and join those 4 contestants who are going to fight it out eventually to find out who's not only today's winner, but goes into that semi-final later in the series. Come with us. And so on finals day this week, there are our 4 contestants, 3 daily winners already, and Irene Conway from Scotland, who's twice, Irene, you've been to the next round.
Yes. Never
Never got to a final yet.
Afraid not.
And now you're in with all the finalists.
Indeed.
Irene,
Yes.
the very best of luck to you today.
Thank
Irene.
you very
Let's see
much.
what happens. Helen Keatley, of course, from Wales, with the 2 small children. I'm sure they've been watching. Want to give them another wave, Helen? Why not? A double-handed wave. Best of luck, Helen, and best of luck to Wales. Mike Kimsky from Germany, who's the stamp collector and loves Sri Lanka. That's a country I know
right.
that you'd love to
To
go.
me, paradise on earth.
Paradise on earth. All
Yes.
right, Mike. Well, we can only promise you Korea if you eventually win the competition and Going for Gold. But today you could get a step even closer to that. If you do, the very best of luck to you, Mike. And finally, Jan Phillips from the Netherlands, who, of course, sang for us earlier on in the week. Have you got one line, Jan, to see us on our way into this round today?
Well, in musical terms, let's go crescendo.
Let's go crescendo. That's not bad. Let's all go crescendo with the applause for our contestants and wish them luck today. And of course, you all know how this game is played. The questions are in categories. They'll be worth 1, 2 or 3 points, depending on how you select. We'll begin with a general knowledge question for 1 point. I need 3 winners to go through to the next round. The first 3 of you to get to 6 points will so do. Hands on the buzzers. General knowledge for 1 point. The Benelux nations are Belgium, the Netherlands, and what other country? Mike?
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg is correct, Mike. Takes you to 1. You're the first off the mark today. The category is places. Select.
3.
A 3-point question. Which continent is the home of the Pueblo Indians? Mike?
North America.
North America is correct. Takes you to 4. Takes you to 4, and the category is American authors. Select.
I have to take 2.
You have to take 2. You are going for it in just 3 leaps today, Mike. Name the Ernest Hemingway classic about an old Cuban fisherman. Mike?
The Sea and I.
This is not the correct answer, I'm afraid. Wait for it. Jan?
The Pearl.
No, that is not the correct answer. We've asked it twice. We can't go any further. Irene was there ready, I'm sure, to say The Old Man and the Sea, which was the correct answer. General knowledge for 1 point. So far, only Mike has scored. He's on 4. Ivan the Fourth, first Tsar of Russia, was nicknamed... Helen?
Ivan the Terrible.
The Terrible is correct. Takes you to 1 point. Helen, the category is sport. You're on 1 point. Select.
1.
A 1-point question. The first recorded marathon was run in which country? Irene?
Greece.
Greece it was indeed. That is correct. Takes you to 1 point, Irene. The category is voyages of discovery. Select, Irene.
2.
A 2-point question. This would give Mike from Germany a win. On which Pacific island chain was Captain Cook killed? Helen?
The Philippines.
No, that's not correct. Jan?
Polynesia.
No, that is not correct. It was Hawaii, the answer I was looking for. General knowledge for 1 point again. Colby, Cheshire and Brie are all varieties of which? Mike?
Cheese.
Cheese is correct. Takes you to 5. Mike, the category is Hollywood film stars.
1.
Mike, just the 1. You don't want anybody else in this but yourself, Mike. Of which famous actor was The Farmer Takes a Wife, the first film, and On Golden Pond, Irene?
James Fonda.
No, that is not the correct answer. Wait for it. Not the correct answer. Anybody? Helen.
Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda answered just in time. Yes, all right. All right. Helen, just in there. You've got to wait for that buzzer to be available to you again. Yes, the category is dependent states. Helen, select.
2.
A 2-point question. This will give Mike a win. Macau is a dependent state of which? Jan?
Portugal.
Portugal is correct, Jan. You're off the mark in good style with 2 points. Jan, the category is writers. Select.
1.
A 1-point question which will give Mike the win. Of which ancient civilization was Sophocles a playwright? Mike?
Greece.
Greece is correct. 6 points. Oh, Mike is so pleased with himself when he gets through this game, and why shouldn't he be? All right, that leaves Jan, Helen and Irene. 2 points to Jan. Helen, you're on 2. Irene, you're on 1. General knowledge for 1 point for all of you. The archer is the symbol of which sign of the zodiac? Helen?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius is correct. Takes you to 3. Helen, the category is the human body. Our body's the human body. Select.
2.
A 2-point question. Which sense organs may be afflicted with glaucoma? Irene?
The eyes.
The eyes is correct, Irene. That takes you to 3. The category is language and grammar. Irene, select.
3.
3-point question, a win for either you or Helen. Coming up, I wonder, what term is used for a word that has the same meaning for another word? Irene?
Synonym.
Synonym is correct. You buzzed, you answered, you did everything, but you got the 6 points and you're in the next round. All right, so it's the moment of decision now for Helen and Jan. Jan, you're on 2 points. Helen, you're on 3. General knowledge for 1 point. What is the condition of a person with no hair on the head? Jan?
He's bald.
Bald. Baldness. Alopecia. That'll do. A simple one, but they can be so difficult when you're up here and you're wanting to go for gold. 3 points each to you. The category is food and drink. Select, Jan.
1.
1-point question. What do you enjoy doing if you are an expert in gastronomy? Helen?
You just enjoy eating.
Eating or cooking, that's correct. That takes you to 4. Takes you to 4, Helen. The category is waters of the world. Select.
2.
2 for a win. Of which sea with a colourful name is the Gulf of Aqaba an inlet? Jan.
The Red Sea.
The Red Sea is correct. This takes you to 5. This is nip and tuck all the way to the line. The category is numbers. Jan, select.
1.
Just the one. Just the one. How many plays are there in a trilogy? Helen.
3.
3 is correct. Takes you to 5. I'm going to have to take a deep breath. You're both on 5. The category is film. Select.
1.
1. Whoever answers this is in the next round. Hands on the buzzers. Which moody young actor appeared in Helen?
James Dean.
James Dean is right. You've got the 6 points. You're in the next round. Okay. Jan. Oh. There's the spirit. Helen, thank you. That's the spirit of going for gold. Everybody is happy with everybody else's success. Jan, it was terrific to have you. Thank you for being with us all through the week. Jan from the Netherlands, thanks for playing Going for Gold. Bless you. And ready we are now indeed to play 4 in a row, which as you know is the solo round. It's just our contestants against the clock. Now Mike, you were the first to get into this round today. There are the categories for you. Automobiles, politics, women in history and monsters. Mike, your category please.
I only have one alternative. I have to take automobiles.
All right, Mike, come and take automobiles. And come and join me for your solo round, just you against the clock. You know the rules by now, Mike. Your aim is to score 4 in a row. You will score 1 point for each question that you answer correctly, but a wrong answer is going to take you back down to 0. Let's put 40 seconds on the clock for you now, Mike. You've all 40 seconds to answer correctly 4 in a row, or we'll credit you with your highest score. Mike, on automobiles, your time starts now. What nationality was André Citroën, the industrialist who introduced? French is correct. Hanna Mikkola and Timo Mäkinen of Finland are famous in what branch of motorsport?
Rallying.
Is correct. What famous British motor manufacturer is known by its distinctive Flying Lady radiator ornament, formerly called...
Rolls-Royce.
Rolls-Royce is correct. Name the West German Grand Prix circuit situated in the Eiffel Mountains that was reopened.
Nürburgring.
Nürburgring is absolutely correct, Mike. 4 questions, 4 answers.
Thank you.
4 in a row. Well done, Mike, indeed. All right, Irene, your categories from politics, women in history or monsters?
Well, I think there are a lot of monsters in politics, so I'll take women in history.
Irene, will you come and join me here, please, for your category of women in history? We'll put 40 seconds on the clock for you now. You'll have that full 40 seconds to answer correctly 4 in a row or take your highest score. Your time starts now. Name the wife of the black South African civil rights leader sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964.
Pass.
It is Winnie Mandela. What is Jackie Kennedy Onassis's maiden name?
Bouvier.
Correct. Name the 33-year-old female leader of the Pakistan People's Party whose father was overthrown and then hanged in 1979.
Indira Gandhi.
No, it is Benazir Bhutto, who, according to the Bible, was the first woman on earth.
Eve.
Correct. Who succeeded Ferdinand Marcos as president of the Philippines in 1986?
Pass.
It's Corazon Aquino. What's the name of the group of maidens in Norse mythology who served the god Odin?
Pass.
It's Valkyries. Emmeline and Christabel were mother and daughter who fought for women's suffrage. What was their family name?
Pakenham.
Oh, hard luck, Irene. It wasn't Pakenham, it was Pankhurst. At the end of that, Irene, you haven't scored 4 in a row. You just got off the mark with a 1 point. Thank you, Irene.
Thank you.
So, Helen, representing Wales, you have politics or monsters? Helen?
Politics.
Politics. All right, Helen, will you please come and join me here for your solo round? If you look at the score, you'll see that if you score the 4 in a row, you'll be with Mike in the final. Even if you just score the 1 point, Irene and yourself would have to play a tiebreaker. So, on politics, we're going to put 40 seconds in a row, 40 seconds on the clock for you now, and you'll have that 40 seconds to answer 4 in a row. Helen, on politics, are you ready? Your time starts now. Name the nation whose Fifth Republic was first headed by President Charles de Gaulle.
Oh, France.
Correct. How many parties join in a tripartite agreement?
3.
Correct. Which Scandinavian country's parliament is called the Riksdag?
Oh, Finland.
No, it's Sweden. Who became the USSR's premier immediately after Stalin?
Oh, Khrushchev.
No, Malenkov. Who is the current president of France?
Oh, Mitterrand.
Correct. What communist military alliance was formed to oppose NATO?
The Warsaw Pact.
Correct. What European nation is headed by Chancellor Helmut Kohl?
West Germany.
Correct. Which country of Northern Europe has a parliament called the Eduskunta?
Norway.
No, it's Finland, the one that you said a moment ago. Helen, don't worry. You didn't score 4 in a row, but you did extremely well. 3. Well done, Helen. Well, that means that if you look at the scoreboard after today's final 4 in a row, you'll say that, alas, we have to say slán and sláinte to Irene from Scotland, who only scored the 1 point. Thank you for being with us and going for gold, Irene. Thank you very much. All right, but now it's time for me to ask Mike with 4 in a row and Helen with 3 points to come and join me for the final this week to see who'll go through to those semi-finals on Going for Gold. Mike and Helen in the final. Right, this is it. Not only today's final, but it's this week's final. And it's between Mike Kimsky from Germany and Helen Keatley from Wales. And do you know that whoever wins this final today, a new country will be on that leaderboard in our semi-finals for later in the series. So, good luck to both of you. From me, as I'm Irish, I will say Ganari on Tolat. May you have luck with you. Mike, wish Helen good luck.
Viel Glück, Helen.
Viel Glück for you, Helen. Helen, what about it?
Pophoil.
Popol, there we have.
Dankeschön.
Oh, excellent. Well done. Good luck to both of you. Now, Mike, you got into the round first, so the first decision is going to be yours. You know how to play this game. You can, if you like, start out in the big 4 zone. The subject of the first question is Middle Eastern culture. There's an extra clue for you watching at home. On this subject, Mike, will you play or pass?
I play.
You will play. Took your time to think about it, and
Yes.
why would you not? Mike, on Middle Eastern culture, you have control of the game in the 4 zone and your time starts now. I was once part of many Muslim households in Middle Eastern and Asian countries. My name came from an Arabic word. Traditionally, I am a secluded area where women cooked, raised children, and did other work in privacy. Helen.
Harem.
Harem is correct, Helen. Answered in the 3 zone. Answered in the 3 zone.
Very good.
Which means, of course, Mike, that you are now playing catch-up. The subject is politics, and there's a clue for you watching at home on politics. Mike, play or pass?
I think I have to go back to the passing.
All right, pass. That means Helen from Wales. You have control of the game. On politics, your time starts now. I was born in 1894 and died in 1971. I moved to Moscow in 1929, and within 10 years, have become a member of Stalin's top executive group, the Politburo. Helen.
Khrushchev.
Khrushchev is correct. Well, Helen, in the 4 zone, brings you up to 7, which means, Mike, that without scoring yet, I'm afraid you're playing catch-up. The subject is literature. There is a clue for you watching at home. Mike, literature, play or pass?
Whatever I do, I have to pass.
Whatever you do, you've got to pass.
Yes.
You're giving Helen control of that game with 2 points for her to score for a win today and a place in those semi-finals. Helen, on literature, your time starts now. I was born in America in 1809 and died in 1849. I started my literary career as a poet and then began writing short stories. My many tales include The Fall of the House of Usher. Mike.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe is absolutely correct in the 3 zone. In the 3 zone, the speed of it, you're there almost before I finished even half a sentence. Mike, it does still mean, however, that you're playing catch-up. The subject is mythology. There's a clue for you watching at home. Mike, will you play or pass?
I pass.
You'll pass on mythology. It could well be the best scheme we've ever seen so far, but Helen is only 2 points away from a place in those semi-finals. Helen, on mythology, your time starts now. I am the Roman god of merchandise and merchants, commonly identified with the Greek Hermes. In fact, I am sometimes represented... Helen...
Mercury.
Is the correct answer, Helen! It means you're today's winner! Helen! Well done indeed, my goodness. Not only today's winner, but you're through to our semi-final series later in the series. And Wales's name goes on that leaderboard. You've also won, to add to the bronze memento we gave you earlier this week, a silver one to take home to the valleys with you. Mike, hard luck. Well played, Germany put up that terrific fight, Mike. Well done, and thanks for being with us and going for gold. My goodness, that was really terrific. That was great. So another new country is added to the list. Join us again next week to see whose name goes on that list, because I'll be inviting contestants from all over Europe to join me in Going for Gold. We'll hope you see us then. Bye-bye.
Austin Aries is now world champ and the defeated Bobby Roode isn't happy. If you missed the action on Sunday night, then tune in tonight at 10 as we give you another chance to see the latest TNA Impact Wrestling here on its UK home, Challenge.